Yo, DragooX is back and welcome to another video here on my channel, guys. And today I am here with a new version of my Greatsword and Dagger build. And I want to say also thank you for the great support under the last build video. And guys, you know what to do. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I show you now my new updated version of this build. Let's start with the first weapon that I'm using in this build. And these are still the Legirus Wicked Thorns Dagger. That drop in the dungeon, and they give us 25 base damage for 3 seconds after we're using a dagger mobility skill. The gap closer is a bit bugged, sometimes it works, sometimes not, but with the dodge roll you can proc it all the time, and with full buff duration then it's nearly 6 seconds uptime. That's completely fine, 5-6 seconds, and you have a great uptime with it. The dagger gives us wisdom, that's not so much needed, it's some extra base damage as well, and cooldown reduction, a bit mana regen. And 7 perception. Perception is nice to hit the 60 perception that we need in this build, and crit hit chance. Traits for sure, I have heavy attack chance, crit hit chance and hit chance on it. The greatsword that I'm using is still the Ardentos greatsword. When you have access to the tavern, use the tavern greatsword for sure. Ardentos gives us 8 strength, crit hit chance and construction bonus damage. Not so much needed, but crit hit chance and strength is nice. Then we have the unique bonus of the Ardentos greatsword, that the more health we have, the more base damage we get. And with this greatsword you have a large amount of base damage. When I switch now to the greatsword in my hand here, you guys can see 329 to 513 base damage. And when I buff up for a bit more max health, it goes up to 517. Okay, when we take now a look onto the armor, I'm still going here with the Field General Head. Gives us perception, stun chance and max health. And traits I'm going here with max health, melee evasion and ranged evasion. The cloak that I'm using is a new one. I'm not using the blue one here anymore, simply because I can level up the traits a bit more here. On the blue one that I still have in my inventory here on from the trees, the Night Slayer, there you have also some crit hit chance that is nice to have, but the purple one simply gives us higher leveled traits, more debuff duration, more skill damage resistance, a bit more max health and more melee evasion with it. And for sure also the melee defense and range defense is a bit higher. So I'm going here with the Immortal Reckoning cloak now. I'm going with the Field General Hands. They give us attack speed and 6 perception. The traits I'm using here are also attack speed, so extra attack speed on top there too, melee evasion and max health. The chest that I'm using is from resistance and it gives us max health and melee evasion. Traits I'm going here with ranged evasion, max health and melee evasion. The legs that I'm using are the Ebon War ones, they give us dex. A bit damage reduction is nice to have against crossbow players, for example. Melee evasion and traits I'm going here with ranged evasion, melee evasion and debuff duration. The Ebon War shoes, they give us perception, melee evasion, stamina regen. This is also very important for more dodges or blocks. Traits I'm going here with melee evasion, ranged evasion and movement speed. The necklace that I'm using is the Collar of Decimation. It gives us strength and also melee evasion. You guys can see we're still stacking melee evasion super high in this build. The traits that I'm using here are skill damage boost, buff duration and max health. The bracelet is from the Primal King. That gives us also perception and some bonus damage. The traits that I'm using here are max health, debuff duration and skill damage resistance. The first ring that I'm using here are the Amber Dimensional Band. It gives us some movement speed, strength and dex. Traits, skill damage boost, max health and buff duration. And another ring that I'm using is the Band of Universal Power. That can drop from Belandia or from the weekly. That gives us simply 3 stat points on everything. Is a tier 2 item in the future, so you can upgrade it then to level 12 and would get +4 on every item. I'm going here with mana regen. Yeah, this is my source of a bit mana regen, because in this build you can have struggle in longer fights, and this definitely helps a bit here. Skill damage boost and buff duration. The belt that I'm using in this setup, I have another setup there, I'm using another belt, is the one of the Bloodlust. It gives us movement speed, strength and max health. Traits are also max health, skill damage resistance and debuff duration. The other belt I'm gonna show you in a second. Before I wanna show you the stats. The base damage I showed already. With the daggers it's a bit lower, most skills are with the greatsword, but I have the daggers the most of the time in the hand. Melee hit chance on the daggers is 1073. With the greatsword, I think this is better to show with the greatsword, because our main damage skills are our greatsword skills is 1173. These are our defenses, they are decent I would say. And Now we go to the advanced stats, and you guys can see with the Greatsword in the hand I have 1666 melee evasion, but with the daggers in the hand, when I switch now, then we go here with 1771, and this is the reason why I have the daggers the most of the time in my hand, simply for the extra evasion. The ranged evasion is also decent, we can buff it up, then it's a bit higher, then we hit 1.5k nearly and 800 magic evasion with the dagger passive. Okay, now I'll show you the second setup, because there we have more melee evasion. I saved it here, everything is the same, I only switched the belt and the stats a bit. You guys can see I lost dex, because this belt don't gives us strength, so I put the points from dex into strength to stay on the 50 strength there for the heavy attack chance. And the second option you have when you don't have the Bloodlust belt is to use the Forbidden Sacred Chain. This belt gives you 190 extra melee evasion. Some range endurance is nice to have, and petrification resistance is not so important. The traits that I have here are debuff duration, skill damage resistance, and max health. Max health is not fully traded here, it's expensive. And for my second setup, when you want some extra melee evasion, yeah, that can help you in small scale PvP, for example, there you can use this one. And when I go now into the stat details, you guys can see with this belt equipped we nearly have 2k melee evasion. And this is insane, this is very good, and that definitely helps you a lot in small scale fights to survive against all the stuns. And this one is also a good option when you don't have the Bloodlust belt. Yeah, then you can switch it. Bloodlust gives you more max health, a bit extra strength, movement speed, but not that evasion that you get with the other one. Both are nice, both have their benefits. You can choose whatever you like more. Now I would say we take a look onto the skills, and today we start with the weapon mastery. We start with the Greatsword, and here I'm going with the full line down here for the extra melee heavy attack chance and all that bonuses, and in the middle one I go to the complete stun for the extra stun duration. And the daggers, completely down, assassination 3, and on the top we go until evasion for the extra 105 evasion on everything. Now we're gonna take a look onto the skills, and here I start with the block blade. This is the block of the dagger skills. It gives you magicka when you have a perfect block, or when you dodge roll then you get invisible, so that helps you a lot in PvP. The spammable that I'm using here is Cruel Smite from the Greatsword. It's a skill that have a low cooldown, you can use very often. Shadow Strike, our dagger gap closer, that also binds the enemy. Precision Dash is another gap closer. That is helpful for mobility and also increase your heavy attack chance a lot. Then I'm using here the dagger burst skill, the brutal incision. That is kind of a finisher. You can use it when the enemy is low, because then it's like a guaranteed crit. So this is helpful then. And when the double procs from the dagger passive and the heavy attack, then it also hits hard. The stunning blow, this is our main stun for the stun rotation that I also explained to you in the last video. You can also check the last build video. Yeah, I explained it a bit. So this is our main stun. Then I'm going with the frost cleaving, the AoE one, death blow, and the scanning slash. With the scanning slash, we put the enemy on the ground, and then we start with the guillotine, yeah, to finish him or to simply one-shot the enemy, yeah, or burst him super low life. Then I'm going with the camouflage cloak, Da Vinci, and the devastating smash. Skill specializations, we start on the dagger because they only have 2, and this is in the camouflage cloak, the CC immunity and the cooldown reduction. And all the others are in the Greatsword. You guys can see I skilled nearly everything here. I'm going here with the Cruel Smite, the damage increase, and the stunning blow with the cooldown reduction, damage increase, hit chance increase, and effect duration increase. Da Vinci with the extra heal. A scanning slash, damage increase, effect duration increase, and cooldown reduction. Guillotine, charge, cooldown reduction, AoE. Devastating smash, effect duration increase, that helps you a lot. Together with the weapon mastery, you make out of 2 seconds that the skill normally stuns 3 seconds AoE stun. This is very helpful for your AoE combo, so you can stun them. And when they don't have a lot debuff duration, then you even can charge the guillotine and hit them all with it. This is also great, or you do the normal combo with the frost cleaving. Here I'm going for sure with Frost Cleaving, attack speed, and crit hit chance. And the last skill, the Death Blow, and here I'm going with cooldown and damage increase. Okay guys, this is normally the build. I can show you the Guardian as well. The most of the time I play with the Lady Knight. You can also go with the Green Ranger or the, here this one to go invisible. All of them are okay. For my opinion, there's not a perfect Guardian for a build like this. The one with the shield here can help you to survive some situations, and for the cooldown reduction for sure. The cooldown speed, there's it helpful for PvE. Yeah, when you're fighting something, you have quicker cooldowns, and in PvP as well. Yeah, it can save you in some situations. But for me, the Green Ranger can also be super strong. You can immobilize. That can also helps you out of the situation. In a war, to go invisible with him is also decent. So choose whatever you personally like more here. And the food that I'm using the most of the time is the normal PvP hit chance food here and the max health one. Yeah, then you hit also 70k. Exactly, max health, unbuffed. And here you have some extra hit chance. For sure, for wars and everything, you can use the better, the good food. But for normal fights, I'm using this both. Okay, so this is the build, guys. And if you have questions, then feel free to ask me in the comments below. We see us in the next video. Have a nice day and bye-bye.